Look, I think it's CEXs and DEXs are not opposite anymore. Right? Like if you just take a look at the overall environment, I think they're just now a different expression of the same coordination function. So a DEX gives you permissionless execution. Centralized exchanges, at least today, give you deep liquidity, compliance, user experience in some cases. And the real innovation is ideally over time the hybrid layer in between. Because I think it matters between the two. It's a different expression of the same function as I mentioned before. On the technical side, if you go back to like a rule of three here, phase one was custody era. So you had centralized exchange dominance with deep liquidity, KYC, Rails, etc. Phase two has been like smart contracts, DEX composability, AMMs, on-chain settlement. Phase three now has been like a hybrid era, unified liquidity, compliance bridges, identity. People are talking about it, capital efficiency across both. I do think exchanges end up acting as some point as a nervous system, and then they can route attention, capital, and conviction depending on how they decide to enter or not in some cases. So I think the role of CEX is not just execution, but like credibility, uptime, trust. I think trust is a thing that a lot of people don't talk about, where everything else ends up being a lot of noise. And so I think what's really cool is that if you just look at any DEX ecosystem or the products that have been out there, look, they will keep innovating at speed and composability. If they move in the other direction, they will look more like centralized exchanges. Vice versa, the centralized exchanges are going to continue to think about integrating on-chain transparency, proof of reserve, AI-driven compliance, etc. So I would say the synthesis is like a self-regulating market fabric where consumers, small, medium, large, professional traders, small, medium, and large, institutions, small, medium, and large, and protocols share liquidity, not custody. And so centralization and decentralization are not ideologies, in my opinion. They're just like optimization functions.